Welcome to another edition of Just Noise. Got Doc M. Greasy, Juice Man, and we got TB the Pro Man joining us today. Bringing you episode 2 of the NBA G.O.A.T series, top 75 players in the NBA history. We're going to be running through players 65 through 56 today. We've had a pretty good show first run, so we thought we'd bring it back to you. Don't forget to check us out every Friday night, 8 p.m. That's on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on the Facebook page, Just Noise, Instagram, Just Noise 2021. Also on Twitter, at Sergeant Bones. That's at Sergeant Bones for your content. Hit us up on the YouTube channel as well, Just Noise. Give us a shout out, leave us a review, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So jumping right into today's countdown, we're going to start off with the Juice Man. What you got at number 65?
All right, 65. I got George Mikan. 64. I got Elvin Hayes. 63. Rick Barry. 62. Earl Monroe. 61. Walt Frazier. 60. Elgin Baylor. 59. Oscar Robertson. 58. Bill Russell. 57 Wilt, 56 Bob Cousy. That's the list.
Whoa!
Right here, big O and Oscar Robertson.
Hey, I told you, B, this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done, man. So,
Well,
the disrespect was heavy out there, man.
hey, man, a lot of those dudes.
I hear Bill Russell and Oscar Robertson.
Oh, huh? Say again?
Did I hear Bill Russell and Oscar Robertson?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Your ears do not
I guess it's safe to say after this episode, the Juice Man will not be back. So this will be his last show, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to check out his YouTube channel, Outside with the Moors, because this is it. I've never seen such blasphemy on a countdown in all the history of podcasts.
Oh, Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Oh, juice.
And that man said Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson.
Big O and Will so low. What was your reason?
Man, we didn't see those dudes play, man. That's why I
That's
put
true.
them in.
I feel that too.
You can go on YouTube and check them out.
But the competition was different back then. I mean, and there weren't that many teams.
I guess you got a lot of
You ain't no.
Hey, listen though. Hey, and the reason I got Wilt that low, I mean, because he was a man amongst boys when he played, right?
Okay.
I mean, he dominated everybody, and I just look at who they went up against, and like I said, we didn't see those. I mean, we weren't around when those guys played, and all we have is footage. So
well, all we're gonna have is footage of you because you won't be back after that. This all we gonna have for you is memories because I unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, but it's your list, but I'm a little stunned with that one, man.
Bill Russell one. I mean, Bill Russell, in my opinion. I'm not gonna. He overrated, in my opinion.
Hey, I want to hear y'all's list, man.
No, we're not through with your list. What were you saying, TB, about Oscar Robertson and Wilt?
Man, look at the numbers for Wilt alone.
Thank you.
Like, I don't care about the era he played in. This man dominated. Like, dominated. Anytime you can average 50 and 25 in one season, man. My goodness.
That's a lot.
And Oscar,
I mean,
Mr. Triple
50.1 to be exact.
Yeah, and 25 plus rebounds a game. Like, that is utter domination, man.
That's a
Like,
crazy double.
I mean,
Okay.
I
I get that.
understand this time.
Okay, I understand that, but would he average that many right now?
I think if he played in today's game, if you dropped him off in today's game with modern nutrition and modern doctors, I think Wilt is still a 30 and 15 player. That's just my personal opinion.
I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30, 15, 30, 20, something like that. I'm not gonna say 50, but
I agree.
I'm gonna at least give him 30 because if you drop him in today's game, who's holding?
Thank you. That's the point I was about to make.
Wilt, how tall was Wilt? 7'3", 2?
7'1".
7'1", something like that.
Ain't nobody stop. And then
he was a little 7-footer.
And then you got to think about a Wilt in his prime.
Right.
So he ain't gonna be old man Wilt. It's gonna be bang, bang. You know, just dropping it in the bucket.
Right.
I got you.
Definitely. I did.
But Juice made an interesting point, the competition.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if we're going to talk about the competition, let's rewind a little bit. Mikan, it was only enough teams you can count on one hand. And Mikan, before him, didn't even put up 50 points in one season. He didn't even do that. So now we fast forward to the 60s, 70s, and I think Wilt would have made it in the 80s. I think Wilt is a generational player. He's I don't care what era you put him in, he's going to succeed. Even in today's with the everybody glamorous over the 3-point shot, which is a low percentage shot. Little do they know.
Right. I mean, I would have to lean. Towards the narrative that Greasy is painting. Who's going to hold him with the space and pace and everything that we got going on today? I mean, outside of Embiid and Joker and Dwight Howard, who's up in age, there's really nobody he would, that. Yeah. Right.
And then you got to think about Wilt is a rim protector.
Definitely.
You're not. He's going to limit second chance points.
Right.
Definitely leaning towards Greasy. Oscar Robertson, I mean, you got to think about all the point guards and all the other players that have come even in modern. Let's just take since 1985, 86. We'll just say, for argument's sake, that's modern basketball. What Oscar Robertson was able to do in the 60s just now got surpassed by Russell Westbrook. So you got to think, Jason Kidd wasn't able to do it. Magic Johnson wasn't able to do it. A young LeBron James wasn't able to do it. Michael Jordan wasn't able to do it. Kobe Bryant wasn't able to do it. That is average a triple-double for the entire season. So, yeah.
Now, go ahead.
It's a lot of blasphemy on Juice. Juice list, a lot of bonehead, just... I don't know what this guy's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all just have to.
Now, I think with Oscar Robertson.
What'd you say, TV?
I say that's his personal list. So Juice, I'm figuring you got more modern players up higher on your list, since you say some of the guys you named out just then, we didn't get to watch them and stuff like that in a different generation. So I imagine you got some of the more modern players a little higher on your list, right?
Yeah. Also, there were some guys that I removed from the 75 list, and I added some guys who I thought should be on there.
So who are some of the guys you removed?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to tell us where you got to place, just or the guys, the ones you added.
Well, like what's one that I removed?
Paul Pierce.
I agree. That boy be killing Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, man.
Say y'all know how I feel about how your name gonna be the truth. Come on.
That boy be killing Paul Pierce.
Like I said, man. Like I said before we started, that this is hard to decipher who's the best. I mean, and like I said, I took into account guys that I watched, and you know, I don't know how you can judge this. I mean, it's just there's just so many great players. So I hope you guys don't take my basketball card away from me.
Yeah.
Like you were saying,
we're gonna respect everybody's list.
Oh, definitely. Like you said, you were saying, Juice. Everybody's criteria is different, you know. So,
right.
Of course, everybody's list is going to be different. TB the Pro Man, let's see what you got going with your 65 and your.
Hold on, can I say a prayer before TB go? Please bless.
Look out, baby.
Please bless.
One Hail Mary. One Hail Mary here. So said, all right, come in it. So I'm going by wins, championships, of course, stats, and accolades. So
gotcha.
Start with my list, man. I got Dwight Howard at 65. Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, he won a ring with the Lakers. 8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, averaging giving you 15-11 through his career. Going to protect the rim, play good defense. I mean, a lot of people complain about his motor and how he don't take basketball that serious enough, but still, you can't knock this man's credentials, man. At 64, I got Hal Greer. He gave you 19 and 5-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA. Great shooter. At 63, Bob Cousy with those 60 Celtics, I'm sorry. Gave you 18 and 5, 6 rings, 1 MVP, 13-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA.
Right.
At 62, I got Nate Thurman. Scoring machine, rebounding, average 15 and 15, 7-time All-Star, 5-time defensive team. 61, I got the all-time assist man, John Stockton with the Utah Jazz. Him and Mr. Mailman. John Stockton, 13 and 10, 10-time All-Star, 11 All-NBAs, 9-time assist champ. And he is the steals leader and the assist leader. All time, John Stockton.
Why you got him so low?
60. He didn't win no rings. And he just really was not a type player. No rings. That's why I got him so low. He ain't no man. You want me to put up there? That point guard for Magic Johnson? No, of course not. Here you go, Reezy. At 60, I got the truth. Paul Pierce. Gave you Paul Pierce. 19 and 5, 10-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, and of course, 1-time Finals MVP. At 59, back to some more of your Celtic boys. Chief, Robert Parrish. He gave you 14 and 9, 4 rings with the 80 Celtics, 9-time All-Star, time All-NBA. And of course, he's the leader in all-time games played and minutes, I believe.
Right.
The guy probably played till he was 50. You know.
True. Most minutes in NBA history.
At 58, I got the Mr. Modern triple-double. No rings, Russell Westbrook. Gave you 23 and 7, 1 MVP, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA. At 57, I got Bob Pettit.
Who?
Man, 26 points a game. Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit. 26.
That's about right.
26 points a game. 26 points a game and 16 rebounds a game. 1 ring, 2 MVPs, 11 All-Stars, and 11 All NBAs. Big spot, 11 All Stars and All NBAs.
Bob
Like the
Pettit.
competition was different, yeah. Yes, what I said, Bob Pettit. I'm so selfish. Bob Pettit.
Don't mean
What,
nothing.
the one finishing up at 56, right? 56, the last one.
Yeah.
56, the last one, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
You about to be disrespectful.
All right, I got. Hey, it ain't disrespectful. This my list, baby. I got Dolph Shades,
All right.
18 and 12.
Man.
He gave you 18. Hey, he gave you 18 and 12.
Okay.
12-time All NBA, 12-time All Star,
Right.
and 1 ring.
Okay. I mean, that's
Right,
respectable.
all right,
list.
I can't front, man. That was a pretty good list.
That was love.
That was nice. That was a good list, man. That was a good list.
Hey, it only gets better, baby. It only gets better. Trust me.
Already.
Hey, I was waiting for that stunner one in there, so I could be like, he said who?
I think next time I need.
He always bring excitement.
I think next time I need to come with stats.
Just say this.
What were you saying, Juice?
I say I think next time I need to come with stats.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, man. You know, it's all love, baby. You know, everybody got little stats. You know, me personally, I'm not a stats man, but you know, it's all love. You know, the more material, you know, content that you can bring to support, you know, your picks and your narratives is always for the better, especially when you're into debates and lists and any type of sports analogy and analysis. But it's, you know, it's no knock. You know, it's no knock. Nobody up here is getting millions for this. We just on here really just shooting the breeze and giving the fans a good show on, you know, our perspective of the top 75 players in NBA history. With that being said, transition on to M. Greasy with his list. See what he's got cracking.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My 65 through 56 so disrespectful. I don't even know what y'all put it is. That's how disrespectful it is. But I put this together a long time ago. That order. Now the 55 through 46. That you know, that wasn't that late, but I'm gonna kick it off. Y'all know this guy, man. It is just I just don't know. He was on TV list, and I applaud it. But at number 65, the truth, Paul Pierce. Man, look at
Paul Pierce.
on them Celtics teams, but before the help got there with KG and Ray Allen, he wasn't no MJ or Kobe Bryant, man. He couldn't do this by himself. Man, them teams stunk. And that was with Doc Rivers. Them teams stunk. I'm sorry. And Baltimore, you was in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, so Paul Pierce is number 65. I'm sorry, y'all.
What Draymond tell him, they don't love you like Kobe.
You thought you was gonna get that? Thought you was gonna get that farewell tour. They don't love you like that.
All right.
They don't love you like that.
64. I know his career was plagued by injuries. Ended up with the Celtics, but he snagged one with the Blazers in '77. Bill Walton. Bill Walton. You know, not only a great NBA player, a great collegiate player. Mr. Bill Walton. Now his son, I ain't gonna speak on that, but anyway, we're gonna move down to number 63, another Paul Arizin or Arizin. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he coming in at 63. Now here come the disrespect. 62, you know, this kind of hurt my heart, and the only reason why I got all these players in here because they haven't written their final chapter yet. 62, that it's Dame time. Mm-hmm. Dame time. It just to be on the 75th list is an honor. You know, voted on the NBA 75th list. But I got him at number 62. Incredible ball player, big time shot maker, all the above. Dame, very tough. He could have played in the 90s, 80s. Very tough dude. It's that East Bay mentality, Oakland, California. 61, I think y'all will agree with me on this one. James Harden. Mr. Olay himself, no defense. Mr. Step Back. I got him at number 61. Number 60, this dude, I don't know if he's gonna ever get a title. Probably won't. Is he getting in that twilight of his career? President of the Players Association, and this guy is. I thought it was Stockton that invented the flop. This dude is, yeah, he's solid, but his game deep is good, but he's not my type of player. 60 is Chris Paul. Sorry, it is what it is. 59.
Oh my God.
59. The only reason why I'm gonna say I put this guy on here, and the only reason why he won this last ring and they thought it was incredible is because you have two players that are gonna. Well, one of them's not on this list, but one of them will be further down on my list. They call him the Claw, but I don't see no claw. That's more like a arm fight grip or something. I don't know what that is. That ain't no claw. Kawhi Leonard. Coming. Oh no, that's 59. Kawhi coming in at 59. Chris Paul was 60. 58. This guy won an MVP when Kobe should have got it 2 years in a row. And Kobe showed that game one when they faced this team, and he just dunked and just shook it all in his face and let him know. 58 is going to be Steve Nash. 57, this guy finally got a ring after going back to Dallas. He was a great floor general, not really giving those stats, multiple All-Stars, first team NBA and everything. Jason Kidd. Now 56, all y'all about to be mad. Mad at me, boy. 56. Be honest.
Don't do it.
He looked up when he got his ring. I'm just gonna be honest. The Greek freak, Giannis. He'll come in at number 56. Yes. You see, a lot of, like I stated earlier, a lot of these players, the chapter isn't closed on their career.
I got that part.
Now when they come out, when the NBA have its 100th season, oh yeah, he ain't gonna be right here. He ain't gonna be at 56. He gonna probably be barring injury. He gonna at least be for now. If they come out with well, you don't have to go that deep, because the next one should be the 80th team. He'll be top 25, top 20. But for now, because the chapter isn't closed, I got him at 56. Even though before Doc get on here, he accomplished all this, all these other guys so early in his career. But Doc, I want to see more, even though I already seen a lot. I want to see the chapter close so I can move him up high.
Got you. I kind of agree with that. He's got a lot more.
I could have stuck him at 75.
He's got he's got more that he needs. He's got more that he needs to accomplish, definitely. But I'm not going to punish him because he was able to win so early. I don't feel like that should be a punishment. Now, I agree that the story has to be written, but at the end of the day, he has already accomplished what 4 all-time greats were, 5, really. You can name a starting 5 of Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, and I think it was one more I was going to mention, and he's already accomplished that. So I'm not going to knock him because he was able to accomplish that. And, some of these other players, Karl Malone, that's who it was, Karl Malone, give him some badge of honor because they was able to stay in one place and they never won nothing. So that's a whole different debate there. We'll get into that later. Stan and, never win anything, and what the younger players are doing now, which is taking control of their own destiny. we'll get into that. That'll be another debate. I personally don't blame LeBron James. If Cleveland had any sense, they wouldn't have let the best player of this generation get away from him, not once but twice. But jumping into my list, we're gonna go number 65. I did some looking and some number searching and some number pinching. And number 65, excuse me. I got the anchor of the Bad Boys Part 2. I got Mr. Ben Wallace. Couldn't score a lick. I got Ben Wallace at number 65. He couldn't score. What was that, TB?
75? I was just giving the bit of Bill.
I have Ben Wallace at number 65.
You know what, TB? You know what, TB? I respect your Robert Horry now. That's all I'm saying.
He couldn't. Ben Wallace couldn't. Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace.
Doc.
Ben Wallace couldn't. He couldn't. He wasn't gonna get you nothing but 5 or 6 points a game, but. You know, he did what he did on that defense.
He'll ass up again, Doc.
He'll keep Paul Arisen off the board. He'll lock up Dolph Shays. He'll push Bill Walton all into the popcorn vending machine. So therefore, modern athlete against some of those guys that we have on that list. Give me Ben Wallace at center, and you can take those players like. Dolph Shays and all that, and I like my chances with Big Ben because he did at times nobody could stop Shaq, but he did about as good as you could do against Shaq, and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So for that alone with the defensive players of the years and the block shots, I got to show the big man Ben Wallace some love. At number 64, continuing the theme of big men with domination, Dwight Howard. I got him right up under Ben Wallace at number 64. I think people forget how good Dwight was, a perennial, quintessential 22 and 12 guy when he was in Orlando. Defensive Player of the Year reputations, the block shots, the rebounds. He was putting up numbers similar to Moses Malone before the back injuries and all the trades. So I got Dwight Howard coming in at number 64. At number 63, I have Walt Bellamy. His number speaks for itself. He was a good player for his time. I don't really want to get into, what he did, but his numbers, if you take a look at it, and the boy got down and he put up some pretty impressive numbers. Number 62, I thought about this a long, long time, and I thought about it hard and good, but I'm going with Bucket Bob Mcadoo. People forget Buffalo Braid, Pork Chop Sideburn. Bob Mcadoo was he was if I could compare him to any modern player, well, they don't really shoot the mid-range as much, but if I could kind of compare him to, for his era, his game was similar, minus the 3-point and the one-legged fadeaway. His game was very similar to Dirk Nowitzki. Bob McAdoo, that right in between that little 3-point area in that 15 to 19 range, he was deadly. And he also rebounded like a maniac. Bob McAdoo would give you 15, 16 rebounds as well. But for that time, Buffalo Braves, for his era, he was the Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, 30 and 15 was nothing for this guy nightly. Smooth as whatever. At number 60, I'm going with one of the best pure shooters the game has ever seen. And I thought about this one long and hard, too. He was able to pull off 2 NBA championships until Steph Curry broke his record recently in Madison Square Garden. That's Sugar Walter Ray Allen out of UConn. Never mind the 3-point barrage he was able to hit you with, but his Milwaukee days, Ray Allen would take you out the dribble and he'll throw that thing down on you. You see what I'm saying? Career average, I think he ended up averaging around 19, 6 and 5. Not gaudy numbers, but I did see him put up 48 versus Allen Iverson in the Philadelphia 76 in the 2000 Eastern Conference Final. I seen him give the Lakers 40. I seen Ray Allen catch fire And he did his thing. He was able, like you said, to join Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett, and those guys in Boston. Then he went over and teamed up with LeBron James and got him one. Next on the list, I don't want to disrespect the guy, but I got Big Game James Worthy, man. I got Big Game James Worthy. Tough. Slender. If not for James Worthy, the Lakers don't win the 1988 NBA Finals. It's simple as that. If not for Big Game James, he was the one who brought it on. He was the one who brought it home. Ended up being the Finals MVP that year. And this is kind of where he ended up with 3 championships. He did his thing. 85, he kind of got going. 84, kind of him and Magic, kind of took that loss against Boston. But from 85 to about 89, say, man, at that small / power forward position, well, nobody better than Big Game James. He doesn't have gaudy all-time numbers, but for that 3-4 year range when he was winning championships, and even on into 91, around 92, even after Magic left, James was still giving boys buckets. Next, I have, like I said, this is where it kind of get interesting. I got Wes Unseld for what he was able to do with his years with Baltimore, and he was the enforcer back then. He was the Charles Oakley for that era. He was the Dennis Rodman for that era. I remember him and Darryl Dawkins shut the 19. No, that was Mo Lucas. Excuse me. But Wes Unseld was. He was for that time that bruising power forward, the Buck Williams mold, the Draymond Green to that area. He could easily give you 20 and 10. So he didn't mind. He battled Kareem. He battled, Wilt, some of those centers that was coming out of the 60s into the 70s. He got a taste of it. You see what I'm saying? Around 73, 74. He took it all the way into the late 70s, even some of the early 80s. So he faced some centers in his time, and he, for the most part, he held his own. So I'm going to put him in that spot simply because he did see some of Wilt, and he got a little bit of the early 80s centers before he gracefully bowed out. And after that, I do have a small forward that is rarely gets mentioned, but I saw some of his numbers. This guy did this while he was a part-time military, so not only did he hoop, but he also was a part-time military. I saw him. I've never seen a small forward average 38 points and I think it was like almost 22 rebounds. He never got one, if I'm not mistaken. But that's Elgin Baylor, man. Rest in peace. We lost him not too long ago. But Elgin Baylor was the truth at the small forward position. He was that dude before Dr. J came in flying, and with the David Thompsons and all those guys. Elgin Baylor was the one in the mid '60s that was hanging in the air, and the finger rolls and the reverse layups. I think you see his game all the way to the Dr. J, to the Michael, to the Kobe, to the LeBron, and to the Kyrie Irvings with the fancy layup package. He was the first guy that you kind of see in the film, like, hey man, this guy he's floating in there, he's levitating. And to end up, well, actually I got 2 more spots left. I got a couple point guards. I got John Stockton. He didn't win a championship. Just to piggyback off TB, he did not win a championship, but he is quintessential point guard. I think if you was asking me if I want to just run a traditional offense with a lot of pick and rolls, maybe not so much fast break or maybe not so much space and pace like today's game. But let's just say I want to build a team and run some 87 Bobby Knight type offense. Then I'm going to pick John Stockton, all-time leader in assists and all-time leader in steals. Excuse me. But at number 56, above him, simple fact because he was able to win a championship. He did get a little long with it too. But I think he is the best on-ball defender in NBA history at the point guard position. That's the glove, Gary Payton.
Disrespect.
20-7, 19-8, not gaudy numbers. Like I said, he's not gonna wow you. He's not in anybody's all-time, top 10 list and this and top 10 that list as far as statisticals. But I think Gary Payton is one of those guys. Yeah, you could drop him off today, and yeah, Steph, we'll see what you're talking about. He did about as good as anybody could do against Jordan. You see what I mean? I mean, it was a couple games where he gave Jordan, knocked him off his rhythm a little bit. But other than that, not too many point guards really want to see Gary Payton, and I don't think too many point guards in today's game would want to see him. So that's my list of 65 through 56. Like I said, at the end of the day, everybody's criteria is going to be a little different. So I went with time, and I went with where they played and who they played against and what I personally seen. I didn't go really, really, really too heavy on the championships until I got to James Worthy and Gary Payton. That's when I was kind of able to be like, you know what, those guys got championships. So I had a pretty feel like just ran through some things, and that's where it is, man. Overall, I think we all had some pretty interesting lists for real.
But Gary Payton does have a ring.
He does. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he finally was able to get one in Miami. But that's why I have him over John Stockton. He was able to eventually get one. I think he's a better defender than Stockton.
Do any of y'all have Alonzo Mourning on y'all list?
I do not have Alonzo Mourning on my list.
Me neither.
I do not have Alonzo.
I don't need to go put him on there, TB.
I do not have Alonzo.
He probably
Dudes don't get no stops. What's that?
He probably like right outside my list, like honorable mention, man.
Yeah. I give him and Larry Johnson. Even Dwight Howard, man, they gonna be on my honorable mention.
Right, you got Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
honorable mention. Got
Chris Webber.
Yeah.
C. Webb, some of those guys. I mean, but that. Go ahead, Greasy.
Grant Hills and the T Max and I was having this conversation with King the other day. I said, if we could just take away the stats, the rings, the injuries, and just go on eye test, just eye test of what you saw, or what you saw on YouTube or old video film of this player. All the players I just mentioned will be on here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They would try, or even like the Robert like Ben Wallace's. We'll see more of that on here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
If you take away the stats,
Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. Like what was you saying, TB? The Penny Hardaways and.
Oh yeah.
Hardaway. Even Brandon Roy. I don't know if y'all remember him.
Yes,
that guy
sir.
was awesome his first 3 years in the league until he had that devastating knee injury, man.
Yeah.
Even David Thompson.
Yeah, David Thompson. Just
David Thompson.
Just thinking about Brandon Roy, just from networking and talking to some guys in Seattle, he was playing bone on bone in college. So before he got to the NBA, he was they knew what was up. But just think if this guy had 2 healthy knees. They called him the natural. If you look up on Wikipedia how they have everybody's nickname, like Wilt, I didn't even know Wilt. One of Wilt's big name was Big Musty. I had to start laughing. You see what I'm saying? Big Musty was one that they called him the Dipper. Wilt. If you look up Brandon Roy's credential, one of his credentials is the natural. I mean, he had the mid range, he had the floater, he had range. He he showed flashes of his athleticism. I wouldn't say he was a freakish athlete, but you could tell. Hey, I've seen him get down and throw that thing down on a few people. So all in all, like I said, every time we bring you the fans this show, and you're able to listen on the podcast, check us on the YouTube, wherever you are, it's going to be interesting because everybody's criteria is not going to be the same. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, what about the guy? I can't think of his name. He played with Damon Stoudemire when they were the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Marcus Camby.
Sharif something.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim. He come out of he came out of Cal. He got busy too. I think he had some knee injuries too that kind of finally did him in. But he was he was a big smooth kind of bulky type dude, but he was real smooth with it. I remember him in Cal. He had some nice moments at Cal. I remember him. So,
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Bernard King.
Oh, Bernard King was tough. Bernard King was tough.
Yeah,
Before he tore his knee up, Bernard King was tough. 6'5",
I believe
6'6".
we was talking about one time.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
definitely.
One time, me and B was talking about the Colin Kaepernick of basketball. If this guy wouldn't have got blackballed from basketball, I think he could have been on this list. Chris Jackson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tremendous.
Tremendous shooter.
Right now, he's still giving me buckets right now in the Big Three. Yeah, that boy got blackballed from the NBA, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, remember during the national anthem, he'd do this.
Right.
You know, he was Muslim. You know, he converted over. He just, that's it for national anthem. He ain't got time for that, bro.
Yeah, he was the.
His free throw percentage.
Yeah.
It was like one of the highest.
The highest ever. Yeah, in NBA history for the.
Well, I think the top two are Rick Barry, number one, and he shot under him.
Steph Curry.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy for the Jazz, Hornacek. Hornacek was a 90-some% free throw shooter. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that is.
Hornacek used to run
Chris Jackson
before he shoot.
Yeah, Hornacek used to do that.
Yeah. Probably.
Hornacek to rub his face before he shoot.
Yeah.
What he had on his face.
I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if y'all remember that he used to rub his face before he shoot.
Yeah, Hornacek.
Yeah, and he was barely behind that 3-point line. He'll light you up. You leave him open.
Yeah, I couldn't stand them Utah Jazz, man.
All right.
I couldn't stand them Utah Jazz. Him and John Stockton, little dirty summer guns.
Right.
They say some illegal picks in a minute.
And give you a little chicken wing with it. You're like, hey.
Yep.
Yeah. True that. Chris Jackson. My first real true memories of Chris Jackson was they got hold to Larry Johnson them down there in Baton Rouge one day, and they was trying to put that amoeba press on him that UNLV was known for, and he shot Jerry Tarkanian. His bald head and that towel got shot up out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, fooling with Chris Jackson. He went to work on him. So that was he had Tark over there chewing on that towel, sweating beads, and he couldn't do nothing with him. So that was one of my first memories of Chris Jackson. But like you said, honorable mentions. Maybe we'll have to do a separate show after we count this down, or at the end of the GO series, we'll get into. Hey man, some what ifs, the honorable mentions, the injuries, derailed this and that player. But we're gonna wrap this one up. Juice Man, M Greasy, TB, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate the work and the research you guys put in. I know, like you said, we all busy, we all have lives outside of this. But I definitely appreciate y'all coming through one time for the mind. Don't forget to check us out again, as I stated earlier. That's every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Anchor FM, Google, and Apple Podcasts, also on Spotify. Just Noise on Facebook, Just Noise 2021 on Instagram, at Sergeant Bones. For Doc M. Greasy, the Juice Man, and TV, we're going to wrap this one on up. It's been a blast. Just Noise.